Alright guys, how's it going? Them fish cakes were bloody lovely. If you didn't watch my last video, you won't know what I'm talking about. They were really, really nice, yeah. Oof, so nice, yeah. They fell apart a little bit, but as long as you get it in your gob, that's all that matters, isn't it, girls? We're going to be talking about Andre in this video and not Kylian Mbappe. Get it? There's some claims coming from a chap in Brazil called Victor Lesser. He describes himself as a journalist and sectorist for Fluminense. Fluminense. You know what I mean. Andre plays for them. He also describes himself as a content creator, which basically means he's got a YouTube channel, and producer at Canal do Lesser. Well, Canal is going to be channel, do is going to be similar to de, because this is translated. Lesser is him, so channel of Lesser, basically. So basically he's a producer of his own YouTube channel, which makes him a content creator and journalist. So he's got a following of 74,000 people. And he tweets primarily or posts about that club that I can't pronounce. And, you know, he's in the news today. So he's made some claims today on his YouTube channel, and a website called Sport Witness has done a good job of letting us know what he's actually said. Now, Sport Witness is a very good website, yeah? You know, I come on here sometimes and I'll say, don't listen to them fucking idiots, don't listen, right? Sport Witness is a very good website. A few adverts on it, but, you know, you've got to have adverts on a website to pay for the hosting. And if people are working on this shit, and whoever is behind all of Sport Witness, they put a lot of effort into it. Right, so I don't have a problem with that. It's when it's people that don't need to do it, or people that are taking the piss, or exploiting or misleading. And Sport Witness will not mislead you. What they will do is tell you what is being claimed, usually in many countries that are maybe not covered by, like Sky Sports News might not cover them, or say something's in Portuguese in Portugal. Sport Witness will probably be the one that brings it to the attention of all the English tabloids and all the English websites and YouTube channels. Like this is obviously what's happened here. They're very good, and they're worthy of your attention. All right. So Sport Witness. Now, before we go any further, I've just told you where it originates from, the person, right? Who's bringing it to our attention, Sports Witness. However, I have seen on YouTube, on Twitter or X or whatever it says, accounts that focus on Liverpool Football Club mention this, but they've failed to say where they're getting it from. So there's talks in Brazil that Andre is blah, 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 but they're not saying where it came from. So it makes them sound like, oh, I know what I'm talking about. Do you know what I mean? People that follow these people will be like, oh, he's switched on. And then they're going to hear it later and think, oh, he must. In other words, these people have seen exactly the same as what I've seen. And what I'm telling you, what I'm doing is telling you where it originates from. I know it maybe doesn't matter to many of you, but you hear a lot of rumours and a lot of things online. And by the time people have spread it around, there's misinformation. So I'm just trying to avoid that, right? I'm telling you who it came from, who brought it to everyone's attention in the English-speaking environment, if you like, English-speaking football communities. I'm waffling on, but I'm trying to be helpful. Right, so the headline is, player may be regretting snubbing Liverpool transfer, staff worried as new offers haven't arrived. In the past few months, we've seen countless stories, about Liverpool's interest in the midfielder, right, Andre. I'm not going to read it all out. It was even claimed that the player rejected a summer move to Anfield to complete the Copa Libertadores campaign with his club, which he did, and he won, and would only think of a transfer now in January. And the president of his club also said, we need him, and in January he was free to go. We won't stop in his way, stand in his way or anything like that. Now, Victor Lesser, the gentleman, the self-deemed journalist, content creator that covers Fluminense or whatever it's called, has chimed in with reasons as to why the player may regret having rejected Liverpool. It says here, that his club haven't received any offers for a January move. Now, any offers obviously means none from Fulham as well. And the players' representatives basically are said to be worried about the situation, as they thought there would be many clubs interested. And the fact that he apparently turned down Liverpool is a potential problem to that situation. Because other European clubs may have thought he's not completely focused on his growth by turning down a club like Liverpool. Leicester claims a bid may still arrive, especially next summer, but there's no longer the certainty that European sides like Liverpool will come in for him, especially with all the money that had been put on the table. Now, I've got a few problems with this, because I don't think Liverpool tried to sign him in the summer, personally. And we know for a fact that Liverpool have had dialogue with his club, with the player. We know that the relationship between Liverpool and the president there has been good. We've seen the comments from the president since the summer. So if Liverpool were offended in the summer because he turned us down, apparently, why did we pursue that after the summer transfer window had closed? So it sounds like bullshit. However, what is interesting, the bit that I will consider as being interesting, is that the claims are that his representatives are worried that nothing's happening. Yeah, we've made some videos, right, or commentary recently about, I think I did a video the other day saying what's going on. You know, I don't know, like the Andre thing's very quiet, and it's very suspiciously quiet. And because it's so quiet, and because he hasn't been confirmed as a Fulham player, because the British mainstream media and so-called ITKs have been telling us he's off to Fulham, it's all done, you know, it's this close now, and then tomorrow it'll be a little bit closer, but then nothing, right? They've all said that he's going to Fulham, but I hadn't seen that announcement, and neither have you. So because nothing's happened, I have been of the opinion, and this is just basing it on maybe a little bit of guesswork, because nobody said anything, that is stacked. And stacked to me is a phrase that I coined. And stacked to me means that Liverpool know they can have him if they want him, but are choosing not to do anything about it at the moment. And then that goes on to another discussion where you go, well, why is that? You know, like that normally 9 times out of 10 would suggest Liverpool are thinking about somebody else, right? So are Liverpool thinking, well, we can sign him now in January, but if we wait till the summer, we can get this kid? Do you know what I mean? Like we can't sign both. So can we manage until the summer and sign a player that we think is maybe a better option? Because I don't think it's financial, because the for his age, the valuation of him, etc. I think the asking price was 35 million or something like that. Not a ridiculous price, very good player. So it doesn't sound like it's finance related, like Liverpool have gone, no, you're all right, it's too much. But Liverpool's interest is apparently on face value, because we're not seeing anything, just stopped dead, right? So to hear suggestions, even though I don't particularly trust the source on this one with you, what I mean is, when you say don't trust the source, it doesn't mean that you think that they're chatting shit. It just means that they might be wrong. Whoever's saying something to them might be wrong. But I don't believe he turned Liverpool down in the summer, you see. So I have a problem with it straight away. And we know that Liverpool have maintained contact and had dialogue and even been out there. And we've had their president saying good things about Liverpool and the way that Liverpool operated, etc., etc. It wouldn't make sense, for that. Now, there might be a lack of interest in him from other clubs, right? That's possible. But are you really telling me that another football club would say, well, he turned down Liverpool, so he can't be very serious about his future? What the fuck? Do you know what I mean? So the whole bit there that it would appear this journalist has said sounds like a load of shite to me. But the bit that I do pay attention to is the suggestions that there's nobody queuing up to sign him. Now, if that's true, why would that be? It's certainly not because he might have turned down another football club. So I have trouble with all of it in a way, but it's made me think a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, is there an offer still on the table from Fulham? Is he waiting for Liverpool? That was the last thing we heard, was that he was waiting for Liverpool, stalling on moving to Fulham, agreeing to Fulham, in the hope that Liverpool would come in for him this window. I wouldn't be shocked if we went in for him this window, but I suspect if we were to go in for him this window, it would be right at the end of the window, and it'd be depending on other things that have happened or not happened. Okay, so I'm not really sure if this video is clear. So why am I making the video? I'm making the video to tell you that there are claims coming from Brazil about Andre. I'm making this video to tell you who's making those claims, because if you read it somewhere on social media, you might think it's credible. And I'm also telling you how these people on Twitter that are making out to know what's going on, how they know, because they've got it from small witness. All right? So I just wanted to make all those things clear to you. And then I'm throwing in the response to the claims, like it just doesn't make sense. But maybe there is not a lot of interest for him. I find it exceptionally strange that all of the clubs that have been linked with him are not being linked with him at the moment. Not prolifically. Maybe some shitty ITK or news outlets or blogs are maybe posting stuff about him every day, but I'm not aware of that. So the ones that you would listen to that have previously said this club, they've all gone quiet. Now, usually when that goes quiet, it's because there's an agreement somewhere, and all the other clubs back off and go, well, that's that then. Or it'll go quiet if you think, oh, who was that player? There was a centre-back in Germany. I can't remember his name. You know, I'm fucking useless. There was a centre-back in Germany. Liverpool sniffed around him. And some of the big clubs, maybe Juventus or someone like that, I can't remember. And I think it was because the agent wanted a ridiculous signing on for it. But all them clubs backed off instantly. That was it, fucking dead. So it wasn't just like, oh, well, we're not paying that. All the other clubs as well all said, well, we're not paying it either, right? So if interest in a player goes dead, it's because of ridiculous financial demands somewhere along the line. But, you know, one club might not pay, another will, you know, but that can happen. Or someone in the industry or connected to it all has said, look, he's agreed a deal with whoever. So if you want to go down that route, that, oh, he's really agreed a deal, could it be Liverpool? Then the next thing I would say to you is, why do we not know where this player's going? So if he'd agreed a deal with Fulham, it was happening, it would be out there. End of, right? Same with Liverpool. If Liverpool have agreed to sign him, it would be out there. You could say, well, they might want to end. It's like Liverpool fans. I know Liverpool fans and football fans in general. And sometimes when things don't add up, they want to believe, like, no, Liverpool have already got it in the bag. They just don't want to announce it until the 1st of February. You know what I mean? Or 1st of September or something like that. There's no, there's no top secret thing here, in my opinion. I don't think it's financially related. So has he got a deal somewhere? If so, then tell me where the fuck it is then, why they wouldn't announce it. It's the same with another player that we've been linked with quite a bit recently, that many people expect to go to a club, like we expect Andre to go to Fulham, but there's been no such announcement as that. So that to me suggests it's not as clear as some people think. So, I'm going to stick with my opinion with Andre. Liverpool know they can get him this month if they want him. He can go to Fulham if he wants to, but he's holding off on making that decision in the hope that Liverpool go in for him. Those opinions are just me guessing, thinking what might be the situation. I like to make it clear when there are certain things influencing my decisions. Does that make sense? Or people? So anyway, that's what's being claimed about him today. Let me know what you think about it. It sounds like a load of shite to me, to be honest with you, but there you go. I wanted to bring it to your attention. And if you see any of them fuckers on there, making out they know what's going on in Brazil and that, now you know where they're getting it from. All right, guys, please thumbs up the video if you appreciate it. Please drop me a comment if you can be arsed. And if you want to buy me a coffee or a vodka and diet coke, hit the love heart button or something like that. Right, podcast time. I'm going to record a podcast now. If you want to listen to the podcast, if you've got Spotify, just go search KopTalk, Liverpool FC KopTalk on Spotify. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Is it Google Podcast? Yeah, it is. Amazon have got podcast platform. I'm not sure. I use an app called Pocket Casts. It's free. I think it's available on various mobile phones, like Apple or Android or whatever, iOS. And you can also use it on your web browser. And if you listen to it on your phone and then you go home, you can log in and you can listen to it on your computer, on your web browser, and it continues where it was. It's very, very good application, Pocket Casts. You can subscribe to KopTalk on there. And also Dunk Knows Best. Well, I'm going to try and do a Dunk Knows Best podcast today as well. If you want to, listen to a few more things. Yeah, that's it. Andre, I'm a bit confused. I've got to be honest. I'm confused with the Andre one. Really confused. Liverpool put a lot of work into it, and then it's just gone dead quiet. But you know what? When we say stacked, that's what we said about Ryan Gravenberch, right? Gravenberg, whatever the fuck he's called, right? And if you think about it, the reporting, the parallels were quite similar. There was a lot of speculation about it, and then it just went dead. And even his interest, the link with Liverpool went dead. So it's the same thing. At the time, clubs were being informed, like, no, he's got this opportunity or whatever. I just feel like he was stacked. I feel like similar things, with Gravenberg, I said, I think, before the summer window last year, I said, I think he'll be the first or the last in the window. First, if Liverpool are really ambitious, or it will be the last if Liverpool need to add some numbers. It won't be in the middle. Nobody will follow him, kind of thing. If he won't be in the middle. It was first or last. And I think with Andre, I would have put that in the same thing. I wouldn't have been surprised if he'd have been the first signing announced in the window, which would show ambition. But is still a possible for later in the window if Liverpool go, we could, add a number to the squad, as Rafa would say, for sure, at a reasonable price. The Andre one for me, like when it comes to another player that we've been talking about that's been linked with Liverpool, we've been doing a lot of videos about him recently. I'm not going to mention him by name. I expect that player to go to a particular club, and I'm not really, when that happens, great. It's not going to be a surprise. With Andre, I'm thinking, what the fuck's going on? So, I'm really, really intrigued to see what's going on with Andre. So this article, these claims coming from Brazil today, suggesting that he regrets turning down Liverpool. I just found it interesting. And you might hear about this at some point later in the day, so I'm just tipping you off. All right, guys, going to go. See you in a bit.